Great to be here.
We were talking earlier today about how golf is kind of having this pop culture moment. And it's kind of funny. A lot of that kind of links back to you and Pro Shop in a lot of ways. I mean,
Guilty.
Yeah, and the Ryder Cup is fun. I mean, golf traditionally is a relatively staid sport. And the Ryder Cup is sort of one of those moments where that staidness just kind of goes out the window.
It's unlike anything else in the sport.
Yeah.
It feels like being at an SEC rivalry football game or a European soccer game.
Yeah.
That atmosphere is going to be crazy anyway, but then you mix it with golf, which is traditionally a gentlemanly sport.
Yeah.
It's one of a kind.
Yeah, well, gentlemanly, depending on what course you play.
That's a good
I
point.
play some very non-gentlemanly courses. But to your point, though, also the idea of just making it a little bit more engaging and making it a little bit more fun. We reference this breakfast at Bethpage, just kind of a special program you guys have been doing with Colin Jost. And I haven't had a chance to watch it, but what gave you the idea to do that?
Yeah, it was actually the PGA of America who puts on the Ryder Cup had this idea of trying to just do something fun. We're in New York, kind of the comedy capital of the world. Let's do something a little playful, sort of inspired by College Game Day. The atmosphere is already so good. There's already so many people waiting on that first tee. All the fans kind of in anticipation. So yeah, we're live every morning from 6 to 8 a.m. So it's an early show on Peacock. You can watch it on the World feed, and
I assume I can just watch it any time.
You can definitely watch it any time, so you don't have to get up. But Colin's hilarious. It's a lot of fun. We're co-producing that with Omaha, Peyton Manning's company. It's really good at it. We get tons of celebrity guests. It's a really fun way to kind of get yourself through those 2 hours. You got to wait until those first tee shots.
You've worked with Omaha before.
It's our first time working with Omaha.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. So that's got to be fun, right?
It's been great. Yeah.
And we also mentioned that Pro Shop was a co-producer on Happy Gilmore 2.
Yes.
Which of course took the world by storm.
Did.
And that had to have been cool too, right? I mean,
that was amazing. Yeah. Adam is one of a kind. I grew up watching that movie. It's kind of what got me into golf, and to be able to play a role on the second one. We actually spent a lot of time here in New York. We filmed most of the movie out in New Jersey, and brought a ton of cameos. If you've seen the film, it's full of cameos. A ton of pro golfers show up, and obviously it did really well. So we're happy about that too.
And then we mentioned Full Swing, I guess we call it a reality show, for lack of a better phrase. It gets to this idea though, like who are you going for with these things that you're either producing or co-producing? Are you going for that hardcore golfer, or are you just going for maybe even somebody who doesn't even normally would watch golf?
That's exactly what we're trying to do. I mean, it really all started for me with Full Swing, which we've produced 3 seasons of Full Swing, so that show's been on the air for several years. And the whole idea was, how do you take something that, maybe on the outside people don't really think is full of a lot of drama, but escalate the stakes of it and really bring people inside those characters. And Full Swing was produced for a mass general audience, and I think I'm the biggest golf nerd there is, but it even surprised me how popular that show became. And we are in this moment of rising culture, rising relevance and culture for golf, and you see it not just in entertainment. Full Swing, Happy Gilmore 2, obviously Breakfast at Bethpage. You're seeing it. It's one of the fastest growing categories on YouTube. You see this huge growth of youth interest in golf and golf consumption. Even one of the top players of the Ryder Cup this week, American superstar Bryson DeChambeau, one of the most popular YouTubers in the sports space. So we feel like golf is really in an amazing place and really newly relevant in pop culture in the last 5 years.
Does it still revolve around the individuals? You mentioned Bryson and a few other people. I mean, I go back to the last time golf had this wave, and obviously that was on Tiger. But he was like a singular character, like unlike any other. But I mean, it drew a lot of people to the sport. Are people being drawn to the sport because of a Bryson or another player, or is it more the holistic nature of what we're seeing on the screen?
Yeah, I think what we're in the middle of right now is a slightly different version of a golf boom. It's much more grassroots, it's much more kind of consumer-led, kind of ground up. And if you look back, golf's had these cycles of popularity, and I mean, honestly, going all the way back to Francis Ouimet in 1918 and Bobby Jones, and then, Arnold Palmer in that era, and Tiger Woods, of course, as you mentioned. But, this boom was not so much driven by a singular superstar on the professional level, but just a bunch of effort from the golf industry to make the game more accessible through things like simulator golf, obviously Top Golf, the rise of content like golf influencers and creators have become extremely popular. I also think, hopefully Full Swing and some of these projects have helped kind of pour gas on it. But, to me, it's celebrities, athletes, musicians, actors, they've always played golf. Now they're posting about it on Instagram. So if you're, if you're a young kid, you see LeBron James in the last 4 months becoming obsessed with golf. It's like golf has lost that stigma that it's had for the last probably 60 years of just not being for the average person. And I think that that's put golf in a really different place than it's ever been before.